Hello, hello, hello. How are my pre-K teachers doing out there this morning? I hope all is well with you guys. So let's get into it. Today, I want to cover, today actually we're going to talk about the importance of encouraging your students' voice, right? And some of the ways that we can do that. Now, in the classroom, we understand the importance of being able to communicate, and communication is actually one of the foundational things to establish in any environment, right? Because if we can't communicate, if we can't get across our ideas and our thoughts, then it's something that could be extremely frustrating. And a lot of times young children, they they have their way of communicating with their parents at home and in the home environment, but it's up to you as the pre-K teacher to train those students on how they're going to communicate in your classroom. And absolutely, using their words is the main way that they're able to communicate. So the reason why this is so important is because if they need something, if they have to use the bathroom, if they are hungry, if they feel a certain type of way, if a friend did something to them that they didn't like, they have to be able to communicate what is happening. And so there are several different things that we can put in place in our classroom that will be able to help facilitate communication and conversation between the student and the teacher, at the student to another student, as well as the student to the group of students. Okay, so those are three different ways that our students communicate in the classroom: teacher to student, student to teacher, student to student or pair to pair, and also student to the larger group. Okay, and so if a student is able to come to you and tell you that something happened and they don't know how to handle it, or something happened and they need your help, that is a milestone. That is a developmental milestone that that student has reached, right? If a student is able to communicate to their friends that how they're feeling, or what happened, without it getting physical, right, without hitting or without the frustration or the big emotions, that is also another milestone. And so in order to cultivate that in the classroom, like what do you do? It's important to think about how you're going to help facilitate students' communication within your classroom. I am typically a very calm person, and I believe that it's important that we teach our children how to communicate calmly. If you think about it, in society, people get in trouble, they end up in jail, they end up in situations that it was unnecessary for them to find themselves in, because they didn't know how to communicate effectively. So this is an extremely important life skill that we are teaching our students. And so it's important that when we're teaching our students to communicate, that we help them to understand that their voice is important, right? And so how do we actually encourage that in the classroom? Well, the first thing is it's important to model it, right? We have to be very intentional about how we are communicating to them. If we are shouting at them and we're showing frustration and and all of these different emotions, and giving off all of these different types of energy, then they are going to pick up on that. And the thing is that when the student comes to your class in the first place, they already have a preset way of communicating that they got from home. So that's why it's so important for you as the pre-K teacher to train the students of how we communicate while we're here in this classroom. Okay, so definitely spend some time thinking. I know we're in planning mode still, so think about how are you going to teach your students how to communicate with you, how to communicate with their peers, and how to communicate in a group setting. Okay. I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you guys next time.